the honor of Grayskull. I am She-Ra.
Welcome back to Retro Wednesday, the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about She-Ra. She-Ra, but not the vintage line. Actually, I'm just going to be talking about classics, 2014. Why am I making a Retro Wednesday video talking about classics? It's nothing at all to be a tax deduction, is it? Oh, maybe it is. No! It's because I am not going to be collecting the vintage She-Ra line. He-Man is hot right now, like these ladies, and I was highly fascinated when I saw this collection of figures in 2019. A friend of mine had them, but I wasn't ready to dip in. I did get my first one from Toy Base 10. Steve gave me a great deal on them, so check them out. OKC, Toy Base 10, and from there, well, finished the rest of the collection. But something interesting about this, I am using a checklist from the vintage line for these figures, and I think they changed some names for the classics, so you're going to be getting the original names based off of the figure realm checklist, and then some of these characters were never released in the vintage line. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on here on this Retro Wednesday. There is zero checklist out there for just what was made in classics for She-Ra. And I'm not doing the dudes. I don't think I'm collecting the guys in the line, just the females. I think this is a very fascinating line, and if you stay till the end, I'll probably show you how I display them in my collection. But let's get into looking at She-Ra Maddie Collector Classics from around 2014. Coming up. Alright, so for the cartoon, it was different than the original He-Man, but shared a lot of similarities, shared a lot of animation backgrounds, just like the one I'm using. But it was different in the fact that you got to think it's got to be different. They're targeting the girls instead of the boys for the most part in this, and there was a lot of kind of cattiness between the female characters in there, and then there of course was the flirtatiousness with He-Man and Adam and all of that. And well, Frosta, her biological clock was ticking pretty fast, and she was in a hurry. But you know, it's fascinating how they did that, and the route they went with it. Because I never watched it as a kid. Still, it's kind of fun. There's some good points, some enjoyable points in it, and yeah, it's an all right show. It has the He-Man feel, but you can tell they were targeting a different market. All right, so we are going to start where we should start with She-Ra. Now, Adora. Adora is a great looking figure. You can get the Masterverse version of her, and it's fine. And I actually wasn't even going to collect Adora, She-Ra, and, well, this is Bubble Power She-Ra over here. But I ended up getting them. As I collect the Masterverse stuff, I find that I still think Classics looks better. It is what it is. It was designed by different people. She's got a blaster, goes into her belt. It's a separate belt that sometimes is missing. You can put her sword, which is the same sword as She-Ra's, in her little strap on the back there, and she's just basically wearing an overlay piece. Pretty nice. Now they do all have pins, and they all suffer. They get weak. They don't get weak in the knees for He-Man. They get weak in the ankles. But there we go. Well, the only female that doesn't get all gushy over He-Man or Adam is Adora. Oh, and She-Ra, because there's one and the same. It's the same concept. I actually saw a really cool picture today that showed what the family looked like when they were young, with like, I don't know, 5-year-old She-Ra and He-Man, and then probably in their 30s, early 30s of the princess and King Randor and Queen Marlena, actually. So here she is. So this is a standard She-Ra, about, you know, pretty much what you would expect. Looks pretty good. She's got this rubbery overlay glued on. I believe that's how it works. And then a red cape, which is removable. You got to pop the head. You can remove it. You can see that there's the neck to it. It's different heads, so all her stuff is connected like that. So this is a standard She-Ra. And we'll come back to her because we're going to do a comparison to Masterverse right after we show these different versions. But I want to get this out the way because I think the more interesting part of this line is the rest of the figures, because they're probably not going to make them in Masterverse. Well, they can't make them in Masterverse. Masterverse is over. This is Bubble Power She-Ra. Now, she does have this to go on, so I don't want to put it all on right now. I got to change the head and all that, I think. Yeah, I do. I got to pop the head off. But as you can see, it's the same. Well, actually, no, it's not the same. This is smaller. But if you... So let's say you didn't get a standard She-Ra. You come across a Bubble Power She-Ra. That would be fine also. And it is actually a little bit of an upgrade. So one of the vintage things they did was you would have this mask that was... flips around and it turns into this different face dressing kind of thing. So that is kind of a cool thing that I didn't know till I actually collected this line, and I found it out about the vintage. And so I think Pixel Dan, I watched one of Pixel Dan's video, and that's the other thing. I don't know why Pixel Dan doesn't do a full collection review of this. I mean, he's got them all, and he has more knowledge base than I do on these. My knowledge base is just from buying them recently. Also, Bubble Power comes with, which is a ridiculous accessory, but it's necessary if you get a Bubble Power. So back in the day, you'd get a bubble blower kind of thing, and you blow your bubbles. Well, this just looks like a bubble blower and can hold it as an accessory. So bubble blower right there. And they have the same shield, but different color and different type of sword. Now we have the classic She-Ra versus the Masterverse. Now, so Matty Collector, Mattel against Mattel. But I will say this. Looks-wise, aesthetic-wise, I really do like the classics more, still, to this day. And, you know, it comes down to the knobby knees. It comes down to kind of how all that works, the color. And if I can turn this without it falling, it might fall, but it comes down to just the overall look, the face sculpts, the head sculpts, just everything. I think it just looks so much better on the classics. Do I like soft good capes? Yeah, they're cool because the Masterverse has a soft good cape versus a plastic cape. I don't like the giant knobby knees that are on that. I prefer this. And she leans back up against it. Somewhere in here I'll have my collection to show you, probably right now while I'm setting this up, how I display them. But the sword is longer, it's probably more accurate, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I prefer the classics to the Masterverse. But had I not tracked them down, I would have just been happy with what I had here in my personal collection. All right, so I'm going to start with Netossa. And I did speak with my friend Tom for probably 2 hours about this toy line. Pretty much everything he knew about it, his collecting of it, his experience. And we did speak about Netossa quite a bit. And one of the things was that she didn't come with a sword. There's a sword in an accessory pack. That accessory pack comes with a cowl. I just somehow was able to track down just the sword by itself for real cheap. And I think it was still like $10. That's not cheap, but when you're looking at what is considered a sort of a retro line now, because they're not going to reissue these molds that I don't think. I thought the name was kind of a play on Netossa, when I thought, oh, that's kind of slick. That's kind of a cool way. And he said, no. It's her cape in the vintage line was a net. And she would toss the net to capture her enemy, and it would be Netossa. And I was like, oh, that's so He-Man. That's so like B-Store. You know, just like, so right, he's a B-Store. Netossa is the name. Definitely the second rarest figure in the vintage She-Ra toy line. From my little bit of research in there, she looks really good. They've done a great job with her, and she does have this cape, which I'm pretty sure it's removable if you pop her head off. I am afraid to pop heads off these. I do understand the fragility of some of the classics in there, and yeah, I'll probably have paint on my fingers from all these other things that I've done, so I just want to point that out. She's got different color, so the top and the bottom are different color. Feel like rubbery overlays. She's got some paint on the knees there. Paint right here was really nice, which kind of actually looks like peacock kind of deal going on, kind of like we're going to see here with one of these figures, which I don't even think I grabbed her, so I might have to grab her next so I don't forget. and then there's her shield. With these shields come with like a diamond look to them. I mean, it's just plastic, colored plastic, but it looks really good. Netossa is a cool figure, and I don't know why they didn't include the sword. You had to get an accessory pack for it, but let's move on to the next one, which would be probably the most expensive one on the finish line. All right, so we have Spinella, who is the most valuable figure in the vintage toy line, and she'll probably fall if I spin her around. She is very top heavy, not because she's well endowed, because she has so much hair. You're gonna see like 3 of them have just a ginormous amount of hair. And that rooted hair they made back in the day, I am not a fan of rooted hair. Flocking on a merman, or not merman, but moss man, that makes sense. But rooted hair, not so much. Okay, she fell. Let's just look at it. Look at this hair. So this extra piece that clips in to this giant noggin she's got going on, it's kind of in the crazy department. The whole thing was that she's able to spin around, and she spins. I guess that's the thing with this figure. Not really sure. When I look at the gimmicks, I kind of get like references. I always think of like this toy line. When I was like learning about this figure, I was like, oh, well, she'd be perfect in this. I forgot what this toy line's called. Spinella also comes with a staff, and this is, I think this is a reproduction for a vintage. There's all kinds of reproduction stuff out there. So one thing about this, I was missing her shield, but one thing about this is that the most valuable, expensive figures from the vintage line have a huge reproduction community, because people are missing those parts. So you can get the vintage clothing and accessories and stuff, but except you got to track down a figure, and the figure is like $800. So, and this one with her head, it's hard to get her to stand up. So that was nice. That was nice for me. But the other thing is the really expensive vintage figures, when a modern iteration comes out, because so many people did not have it back in the day, it's not as popular of a character, sort of like Spinella here. Next we got Peekablue. She's got all that up there. Huge accessory that plugs into her back. Cool looking figure, fascinating. She's got some wild green hair. She's got like a yellow sash skirt. She's got a blue top and some blue boots, some power boots there. All this stuff, there's weight on the back of these. She's got a blue shield with a yellow diamond, and she's got a nice little fan. She's got her, this back piece. Now I'm going to show you how this works. Let me just make it easier on myself. And these 2 separate pieces come down to give you the full peacock. You get the full peacock. And there it is. It's an interesting figure. And again, this is another one of the figures. There's probably about 5 or 6 figures that I thought are cool enough with a cool enough gimmicks that I want the whole line. And so then there's probably about 6 figures that are kind of meh. But this is one of them that made me want the figure. I just thought it was a really cool gimmick. Very interesting, very fascinating. I don't think we'll see Mattel make these characters. I mean, I would think out of this one, all the ones that have like a giant gimmick thing on the back, I think they should, but I doubt they will. But anyway, this one's Peekablue. Peekablue. For those of you who like Pokemon, she's not part of Pokemon. All right, next we got Sweet Bee. I'm going to try to stick with this checklist now, but, probably not. Sweet Bee is a pretty cool one. She was one that, in her episode, like, Sweet Bee's home, is where I saw lots of the, like, flirting with He-Man with all of them. They were kind of catty with each other, but very nice looking figure. I like the fact that she's got the hair. It's not crazy. Doesn't make her too heavy. Her wings actually don't make her too heavy. The wings don't stay on very well. She has a Buzz BB gun. She's got a yellow shield with a yellow diamond. What do you call it? Emerald And then that's her overlay, rubbery overlay, some yellow boots. From the back, there's her hair kind of going down in between there. And then plugging it in between the hair, that's like 3 figures that do that. It's kind of strange stuff. The wings stay on okay. You got to give them some force. And then she has a second helmet like this, which it's okay, but I like her face. The Four Horsemen did such a great job on these faces. And then my buddy and I, Tom, were talking about it. Like, they really did a good job on the female figures. And very, very fantastic. And they look great. And they're not overly sexualized either. They just look really good. So, I mean, fantastic work on Four Horsemen. And this Sweet Bee, another one that's really great. And this is her little antenna in the front there. It's kind of fun. Great figure. This is one, oddly enough, that I saw a couple times when I was thinking about buying her, that I saw in the package cheaper than loose complete. And that's, to me, that's just weird. And you see a lot of that in this Classics line, but mostly with the She-Ra figures. In the package cheaper than loose. Next we have Entrapta. She's in a trap. Yeah, Entrapta. But she's wearing these high heel boots like she'd be an Entrapta. Kind of like Julia Roberts wore. There's high leg boots. Is that called high leg boots? Not high heel, high leg boots. Kind of like Julia Roberts wore in Pretty Woman, and that one lady that hangs out on 2nd Street Saturday night. That is crazy. And they're gold though, so it makes it great. Look at these giant hair pieces. There's not much you can do with them. Like, that's all that happens. It's you got articulation points in here, but I mean, she struggles to stand, so I am not going to mess with that. But wow, very heavy. She's very heavy, back heavy. I've got her leaning forward to do this, and that's pretty much how I display her. Now, this staff, I understand, goes with some version of Evil In, but it comes with her, and so I don't know, she's just going to have Evil In staff. That's just the way it is. This figure is really interesting for a lot of reasons. First of all, she's got her purple shield with the diamond in there, the emerald. She's got a kind of a two-tone skirt, waist piece. This is a nice looking figure. Wonderful head sculpt. And like, as all these faces look great, I don't think they reused any of the faces. They're all slightly different. They're all original sculpts, which is fantastic. I mean, I really think that this Classics line is what got the Four Horsemen not so much on the map, but such high level notoriety. Like, they were known for, they did the 2000X line, but this gave them this notoriety of being top tier. And so with that, great sculpts on her. I like her giant golden collar, and that's rubbery too. That's really cool. Still, all these weak knees. Hers are probably not as weak as some of the other ones. She's got to hold up all that hair. Entrapta. Next, we got Flutterina, which I think is another really cool one. Another one of the ones that got me thinking, I want to collect this line because these figures are fascinating. And I understand that it's fascinating because they're using the same vintage gimmicks that we saw in the vintage line. I don't collect the vintage line. Don't want to say I don't care about it. I am fascinated by the vintage line, but check out her hair, and it's another one of those things you got to plug her wings in. I mean, these wing plug-in things are a pain. It is a pain, but if you're like me and you just get them plugged in, you get them on your shelf, and you make sure they don't fall off your shelf. That's the key. That's the trick. I've had 4 shelf dives so far, but I've reorganized them, and now they all stay. She comes with the sword. She comes with the shield. She's got these butterfly-looking wings. It's very colorful, very nice looking. She's got basically all just kind of orange with a little blue and gold in there. She's got a gold necklace, that purple hair. She made purple hair cool, so if you ever see someone with purple hair, just call her Flutterina and see if she knows what she's talking about. Orange with a red gem. What a gem of a figure. Flutterina, I like, there's articulation to the wings too. I don't want to mess them too much because they will fall out again. Just like all these wings like to fall out. But I think this is a great looking figure. Fantastic. Ups the display by quite a bit. Flutterina. So next we're going to get into Frosta. I'm looking around, I don't see... Well, we're going to compare her to Masterverse here in just a second. So she is the one that had the super hots for He-Man. And, well, they all had the hots, but hers was, like, nonstop excessive. Like, I want a baby now. She almost looks like... and feels like a bad guy. The one episode, it's like she's borderline bad gal. Bad gal? Bad female? This is one of the most straightforward figures. Just, a lot of them have some weird gimmicks. And hers, she's got this kind of a wavy cape. It's actually sharp waves to it. I don't even know what you call that. Folds? Sharp folds to her cape? I guess that's how you say it. She looks mad. Most of them look happy. Frosta looks mad. And here's her Frosta looking shield, which does kind of look like something you'd see like Ice Queen. She's an evil Ice Queen. This fan does move. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. She's got some different color blues in here, and there's her skirt and all that good stuff. Nice looking figure overall. But let's compare it to the one they gave us with Masterverse. All right, comparing her to the Masterverse Strange Turn of Events, she's taller. Most Masterverse figures are actually shorter than, or taller than Classics. Classics is shorter than Masterverse. So to have a Masterverse figure shorter than a Classics, well, maybe they felt like the females were just too tall. I mean, the average height is generally 5 to 7 inches shorter than the average male height, depending on country and year, but the belts are a little bit different. It's like a shorter bit here, longer bit there. I don't know. I'm not sure if I've got the cartoon version. Is it supposed to be cartoon? I don't know. There's a cartoon version in the Origins, and then, yeah, I don't know. I've got to figure all that out. I'll be doing the cartoon Origins video eventually after my BBTS order ships, but different type of kind of fan thing going on there. She does come with like this ice thing, where like the vintage Iceman in the Marvel, not Marvel, but like Secret Wars line, would kind of throw this ice out, and then you'd be able to slide on your own ice, walk on your bridge that you made, and all this kind of stuff. That was kind of the same idea for Frosta, but I do like the Classics, and I wasn't going to spend it. And she's only like a $30 figure, so like why not grab one? But I wasn't going to spend it because I already had this one. And then I after looking at pictures and stuff, the Classic still wins. As good as this figure is, though, and as it was going to be my stand-in or just in my collection, Classic still wins today, 2026. Next up we have Glimmer. I have a glimmer of hope that this video is a good video. Performs well. Nah, I don't really even worry about all that much. If people enjoy it. See, I enjoy the comments more than the views. I enjoy people giving me feedback or telling me their stories of them collecting it, or them even giving me more information, because this is what collecting is all about. Learning more about all this stuff and enjoying it together as a community in the hobby. Now, she does come with a staff and an orb. That orb is definitely made of plastic. It is not just a marble. I guarantee it. And there's her face. It's a nice looking face. She's got, her hair's reasonable. She's a pretty reasonable figure. Oddly enough, she's one of the harder ones to track down. I take it she's not one of the ones that got blown out, you know, because a lot of these ladies got blown out at Ross for $10. And she's not one of them, according to my friend Tom. He never saw her at a Ross, and according to the year and all that kind of stuff, that he got his Ross stuff. Anyway, Glimmer, pretty good looking figure overall. Next up, we got Loo-Kee and Kowl. Now, I don't have a Kowl, but I got a Loo-Kee. And when I was buying Loo-Kee, I wasn't going after Loo-Kee. I was just wanting classics. Just dip my toe into something good. This is before Masterverse even started. And got a really good deal. Came out to about $40 a figure. But he had a bunch of extra accessories. And like whatever this box is, this little crazy dude. this horn thing, and he's got a Loo-Kee. Now, my buddy Tom, I showed him that back then, and he's like, "Look at Loo-Kee! I don't have a Loo-Kee." I was like, "Well, I'm not getting rid of any of this stuff. I'm just starting, and I really like, you know, having some of the mighty classics figures." And Loo-Kee turns out to be in every episode as like hiding somewhere, like a Where's Waldo kind of thing, I guess. I mean, I never really played the game because I just only watched a few episodes. I really only watched like 3 or 4 episodes of this. It's okay. I probably will watch more in the future, but it's kind of definitely not targeting me. I still have fun watching the episodes, but this whole Loo-Kee game, I don't play it. Anyway, the Kowl figure, there's 2 different versions. I don't know if I'm gonna get both pictures. Kowl is a pretty cool little figure in the vintage line. Has like an opening belly or something. So I think the Kowl figure is... I probably should track one down. There's one with the accessory set that comes with the Netossa sword, and I should have probably just bought the whole accessory set, so just buying the sword. Could have had 10 more bucks towards a Loo-Kee or a Kowl. But that's different colored. The Kowl that comes with Loo-Kee is a different coloration. So 2 different colors of Kowl, only one Loo-Kee that I know of. Forgot to show, Loo-Kee has articulation in the arms. Come on, he doesn't want to focus. You can't focus, you're too busy hiding. It's got arms, I don't think anything in the legs, and tail. And head. And no ear articulation. So some articulation in Loo-Kee. Now we're getting into Shadow Weaver, and just real quick, I was only putting Loo-Kee away, and I noticed Shadow Weaver in my display, and I was like, well, maybe we should talk about her. This is the Masterverse. I do have the Super 7, which is the Classics mold, in a box somewhere around here. Just don't know. I just don't know. But a really cool figure overall, Shadow Weaver is, and it's probably a really still affordable one to get from the Masterverse line. And I would say that of all of the characters and all of the figures, the Masterverse and the Classics are very, very similar. So if they made a Masterverse Queen Marlena, I mean, I would jump on that versus tracking down what they did in the Classics line just because of price. But still, Masterverse, Shadow Weaver, just want to stop for a second and show that one. And I'm not separating these good and bad. I'm the the naughty girls are not getting a separate section. Next up we have Mermista, which, because of how she does her stand and all that, I think she's a little tall. She's a little tall. I like Mermista. This is a really fascinating figure. I don't know much about the character in the lore. She's got a little sea shell horn there. The little stand that she comes with it's effective enough to work in my display, and then she does a little bit of lean back to put all the pressure on the wall behind her. So my display is perfect for these. All of them have back support. They can lean back, and she does have back support. Lean back. She does come with legs. I honestly have no idea where her legs are, so I might get another one just so I can have one with legs side by side, but I don't think that I'm going to. I think that this is fine, and with the right lean back with her, she can actually lean back. So she's got the green shield with the green emerald, and she has some seashells covering up her goods up there, and then she's got a silvery kind of waistband. She's got a necklace on. She's got blue hair and a very, very beautiful face sculpt, and it's too bright. Very beautiful. So she's got waist articulation right here. She's got knee articulation, just well, probably a lot more. Don't want to do too much. And then this articulates down here, which I'm trying to keep it ready for to go back in the display, because rebuilding the display, it takes a while, because these are fiddle, like trying to get her stand just right takes a while. If you don't have something to lean back, lean her forward a little bit to counterbalance the weight. Anyway, this is Mermista. Very cool. You can just pop the fish legs off, the mermaid legs off, and pop on regular legs if you can find them, or she falls down. But Mermista, it's a play on mermaid. Mermista. They didn't go as far as Mermaidia or something like that. Mermista. Next, we've got Perfuma, and she is another interesting looking figure. Now, this is one of the two I got from Steve in Toy Base 10 in Oklahoma City. Gave me a good deal on them. Actually, it's about what I could have got them off eBay, but I didn't have to pay shipping. And so that was nice. It's always nice to shop local and not have to pay shipping. She comes with this giant, look at that thing. That is huge. I don't know if people display that inside the gun or not, so I guess we'll get into all of that. But first things first is she has an odor. Yeah. Yeah, she has a pleasant little Perfuma smell, and I think this one has the same thing. Yeah, same smell there. I asked my wife if she wanted to smell my action figure. She said no. I was like, you're missing out. You are missing out on this. So first thing is she has this gun. Guns. It's keyed a little bit. Weak in the ankles there to go on like this. So literally Netossa fell and her cape was strong enough to bring the rest of them down. Like dominoes. Anyway, here is her shield. It's green with a green emerald. And then she has this dress on. That's so most of them have skirts. She's got like either a longer skirt or you can call it a dress. However you want to put it with the gold right there. She's got some yellow hair. She's got another flowery thing that matches this up here. And with that, I definitely have to display this. There's no way for her arm to hold this giant heavy thing up. Her arm doesn't have that power. She doesn't have the power. Pop the flower power off of her. And like there's two handles. I even tried to figure out trying to use both arms to hold it. It just doesn't work. And if you do get it to where you can get her to just literally not drop the thing, she'll fall forward. So it's a interesting idea, but overall still a cool figure. Smells very nice, very pleasant. It's a nice, pleasant fragrance. I don't know if I'd, want my wife using a cologne that smells like that, or for perfume. Sorry, Edouard do toilets, but a perfume that smells like that. But it has a pleasant smell. Perfuma. Next up, we got Angela or Angella. There's two ways to pronounce it. You can call her Angella, or you can call her Angela. Either way, it works fine. I'm gonna go with Angela. Angel eyes. We've got her with a sword and her halo. That just plugs in. I mean, a lot of this stuff, it's fiddly and fragile. Let's give her a little spin. Let's get her dizzy and then see if she can fly. Can you fly straight after getting spun around? Those are wings, and it connects to the back, and then it can open up and all of that. And I'm probably going to make her fall now because I'm going to spread and widen her wings. And we can go. It probably looks more natural like this with her wings. Really a fascinating figure too. Like they don't play games. You get some cool accessories with these figures. And nowadays, I mean, the price is going up. This is about the standard price on figures is about what people were paying for a special order with shipping back in the day. So these look like a really good deal back then. Now that we look at it, back then it seemed like a ton of money, I guess. But so we got sword to halo, nice looking face. She looks a little like indifferent, like I don't really care. And then she's got her collar. And the truth is, I bet there's a lot of people in the land of Etheria that are indifferent and just don't care. Like that the lady that Orca wanted to date, and she wouldn't give him time of day. And like, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't date 2.5 foot tall wizards, bro. But yeah, it's looks a little off on that little piece there. She's got a little emerald there. I don't think she comes with a shield. Mine doesn't have a shield. I don't 100% know. I don't believe she does though. I think yeah, she didn't, but if she did, well, it'd be nice to have a shield, and I would probably get a little shield lot down the road, and just anyone that doesn't have a shield, just put a random one on there, or just get like a reproduction one just to put on there, just so she can fit in with the rest of her friends, so she can fit in with the cool kids. But this is Angela or Angella, and a fascinating figure. I do like the whole wing deal. It can go all the way up to here, but it doesn't really make sense to go much further than this. But I keep it like this because it's what fits in my display. Angella. Then we got Catra, and like I didn't have her out here. I forgot all about her. Forgot she was a thing that you can do. They did make her in the Masterverse, so really no reason to track her down in Classics unless you want all the Classics. Still, I've got both. I don't know where the other Catra is. Yeah, I do. Just don't want to get her out. Maybe I will. It's gonna make a longer video. But she comes with this like hair comb whip. It's a hair comb. It's straight up a hair comb whip. I slide it in between there because she can't hold on to it with her open splayed hand, which I like her open splayed hand, and it fits perfectly fine in her shield, which has a pink ruby, and she has removable. Now this is scary as heck. So, I feel like I'm gonna break it or lose them. Beautiful face, and beautiful and evil. Who's saying evil people can't have beauty? There's a lot of very beautiful people that are extremely evil. Just absolutely evil. Pure evil. And that's just part of the world that we live in. Just have to understand that. And it's easier for them to hide their evilness because they're beautiful. Okay, we've got giant hair right here. We got a nice cape and then a sword with the same said pink emerald going on right there. Fantastic job. All right. Y'all twisted my leg. Twist the leg. Twisted my single knee. It's not a double articulation point in the knee. Single to getting out Masterverse. Sorry, I lied. I thought that was her next to Shadow Weaver. If I remember, I'll probably throw like a picture up. If not, the Masterverse one is fine. It's a good looking figure. They've done good with it. I mean, it's kind of the same as if I don't put a picture up. Kind of in the same. You're going to get this, just different colors, basically. Next on the list is Castaspella. She is a fascinating figure. I really liked this one, tracking this one down with this clear spell thing. She's weak in the knees. She must see He-Man. She probably sees Skeletor. No. Looks... quit falling over. Okay. Weak knee stuff. This clips on. It does spin. And it's her spell. She puts her spell on it. She's got some nice brown hair. You stop to think. Very few of them. She's the only one with brown hair that I've got, I think. Yeah. Catra's got black hair. Yeah. Only one with brown hair. That's weird. Anyway, she's got a... kind of like a little Supergirl skirt going on there. She's got a yellow skirt, blue on the top, nice collar. She's got these boots with lightning in them, blue and yellow. Really cool looking figure. When I had to put this back on when she fell over, I forgot how it goes on. You just shove her hand in there, and there's a little, sort of a little room for her to thumb. Also, I bet you it's probably better for a straight hand than just the fist, than her fisting it, but I let her fist it. Come on. Anyway, cool looking figure. I like her. Another one that got me to want to collect the line. So in all reality, there's only a handful of these figures, like 5 of them, that was like, I think they're cool, but I wouldn't want to just buy 5. I'd want to do the whole line, and there needs to be enough to this for me to collect the whole line. She's one of them that got me excited. Okay, she cast her spell on me. Castaspella. Next up is Double Trouble, and I actually think they changed the name in Classics to Double Mischief, but Double Toil and Trouble over here. She's full of mischief. Can you be a good girl and still be mischievous? I don't know. We'll find out with Double Trouble or Double Mischief, which is probably one of the cheapest figures out there. Probably made it to Ross for $10. So, yeah, I should have loaded up on these $10 ones back in the day instead of $30 or so now. But she looks really good. This is the second one I got from Steve at Toy Base 10. He gave me a good deal on them and did ask me not to tell people. He's like, they're going to expect me to give everything away for that price. And so, no. But still a really, really cool figure. And she shares the gimmick, the face turn gimmick. You don't have to turn the hair. You can just turn the face and keep the hair static. But her face turn gimmick, like Manny faces. So basically you got Good Girl and Mischief. Gosh, the camera's not getting that because it's in there, but kind of like Manny Faces. I mean, they could have named her Whoa Manny Faces. Whoa Manny Faces. Womany Faces. But they went with Double Mischief for the two faces. She does come with this, what do you call that? It's a kind of a laser crossbow with a skull on the front. Double Mischief. She gets into trouble. Double trouble. I guess the name Double Trouble was already used, and they couldn't use it, even back in 2014. So they called her Double Mischief, I think. I might be wrong on all that. I really don't care. I got her. She looks good. And the official vintage name is Double Trouble. I'm reading it right now. This is Huntara. She was never in the show, but... she was never in the toy line, but she was in the show in one episode. Let's get that right. Huntara was that thing from that one episode. Well, quite a thing she was. Very cool looking figure. And because, for whatever reason, because she wasn't a vintage figure, and maybe she showed up at Ross, both of her swords can clip in the back, by the way. Her laser swords. She's a cheap one. She's easy to get. Very cheap. Like $20 figure for classics. Not very many classics figures can barely command $20, and she's one of them that can barely command $20. I'll probably show you another one later. And then she got a mohawk. Kind of reminds me of the lady in the Conan, that warrior in Conan. Like everything about her. Well, heck, they copied Conan in the first place, right? Like this is a secondary copy of Conan, the character, and just even the mannerisms and behavior is similar to the character in Conan, which I forgot her name, but very interesting. And yeah, she's got a cool little outfit on. She's got shoulder pads. It was the 80s. You had to have your shoulder pads. She's got the gauntlets and gold and blue on the boots and the shortest skirt out of any figure in the line. That's how she wins with the shortest skirt. She's kind of lacking in the gluteal region because she's so lean, because she works so hard on killing people, hunting down, but she sometimes likes to take a nap. And that's Huntara. Cool figure with her laser swords and all that. Not much to her, though. And not much to her price, which is cool. All right, next up, we have got the Star Sisters. You have Jewel Star over here, Tall Star over there, and Starla. And I don't think they come with shields. They were like an SDCC, like a con exclusive. And that's how they came about. They're still pretty easy and affordable to get, and that's pretty cool because most con exclusives would be wildly crazy, but it is cool that they made them. So they all have the same staff. One's yellow, one's orange, one's pink. They all look pretty good. They don't share much of anything, I don't think, and as you can tell with her features, she falls. Bigger they are, the bigger they are, the harder they fall is not true. Okay, so she's got a little skirt on. She's got this star sort of tiara going on, and pretty cool shiny skirt. Most of the skirts aren't shiny. They're usually matte. It's matte on the top, shiny on the bottom, which is pretty cool. She's got these boots. She's got stars on there. It's kind of like Star... Is it Star? Starla? Star... The one in the boys, the female in the boys. She's Star something. But looks completely different. Anyway, this is a pretty cool figure. Let's look at the next one. The Jewel Star. Now this one incorporates a lot of clear plastic that's like, I guess, glued on or integrated, because I guess the forearms are integrated in clear plastic. This back pieces are probably glued on. This is definitely not, I don't know, is that yeah, it's clear it. And translucent down here on the knees. Very, very cool figure. She's got a star. She's part of the Star team, Star Sisters. She's got a cape that is, I guess, just glued on also. And then this hair that comes out. It's not movable. Really a cool figure. I don't think any of these came with extra heads or hands or anything. I don't know. Got mine loose, used, cheap, real cheap. I think this is supposed to go with her, but I mean it goes with all three in the set, and the wings do flap. Kind of a Zor kind of thing. Then we got Tall Star, which I think is the most fascinating out of all these. It's a combination of kind of like all these stretch. We got like Plastic Man and, you know, the dude from Fantastic Four and all that. Now, the way they integrated it was a little different than anything. Well, we've seen it since then, but they put extra pieces in for like Mechanic. And then we got an extra piece for the leg. So kind of the same ideas behind Mechanic to get her done. She's got some pink hair. Really cool and fascinating. Definitely worth displaying her extended, so you can see her features and all of that. Very fun idea. I like that. This is a cool little set, and it's not like you had to spend like $300 to get them. This set usually runs between 70 and 120 new, and so with that, I think I got my set less than 50. So that was a pretty good deal. Pretty happy with it, and fun set. Most collectors seem to pass on it though for some reason, and I think if you're going for the gold, collecting this line, I suggest to get the set. Now there are a few figures in this line that are cheaper to get in the package than loose, or you just gotta wait a long time for somebody to part with the loose one for whatever reason. And I'm not sure why these figures are so hard to get versus the other ones. Maybe they came at the end of the line, maybe it's distribution, maybe like interest was waning, not that many people were subscribers, and so instead of making 5,000, they made 3,000. I don't know what the production numbers are, but first one is Madame Raz, which I didn't even know she existed. I watched some of the episodes, and I was like, oh, that's Madame Raz. She doesn't have much articulation. She does have this kind of this purple hat, this cool purple hat. Comes with this kind of a broomstick. I wonder if Super 7 ever made an accessory or something, a broomstick in that line. She's supposed to fly on it. She doesn't. So none of this really works together very well other than looking exactly like this on your shelf. So it looks exactly like that on my shelf, but in the package. Next up we have Octavia, and I should have just got the loose one, but you can always open this. I can always open it if I want to, but loose and sealed were about the same price, so went ahead and got the sealed, and it's okay. She would not work well in my display. Loose works better in the package anyway. She got 4 swords for the tentacles that clip onto her back, and then she has this kind of horde crossbow, and she can wield all 4 of, I believe she should be able to wield the swords. Yeah, this piece will wrap around the tentacles I believe. But still a cool figure. I do Octavia. I do like the figure. I will eventually get a loose one if it's cheap enough. If I don't find one cheap enough, that's one of the things. Once I get one in the package, I kind of just stop looking. So I'll probably never find one cheap enough because I won't be looking hard. Occasionally, like once a month, be like, oh, look at Octavia and Madame Raz and the next one. But this is Octavia. This blows my mind. Collectors like go after her really hard, but don't care about the Star Sisters. She's Scorpia. And she's a cool one. Like, she's got a cool crossbow stuff, but this one here commands some serious money. She commands like 150 or some nonsense. I think the cheapest loose one I've ever seen go, like in history, in the search history, it's like $100. $100. I mean, that is crazy for this figure. I got a good deal on her, so I got her in a package. And I do look forward to having her and messing around with her loose, but there's not much to her. She got a tail, and she's got the crossbow, and that's it. And she's got a little bit of glare because she's in a package. This is Scorpia. She's a bad gal. She's naughty. A little bit of overtime here. We're going to talk about some female characters, part of Motu Classics, that probably didn't have. Well, one of them might have had a vintage figure, but they're not part of the She-Ra toy line. And this is Shakti, and yeah, I should know more about it, right? I don't think she comes with any accessories other than this like green goblin looking dude. And actually, this probably is more of what the Dianoga monster from Star Wars should look like, in my opinion. And I think they did copy Dianoga, like their creation of what a Dianoga would have looked like. She does look cool. She's got like this crown. She has a cool looking skirt with that on it. Nice red cape. Very interesting figure. I do like this figure. And she was a like a sorceress, an evil sorceress from the dark side of Eternia, and she kicked it with Lord Mask, and they made a Lord Mask in the classics line. Also, Motu classics, pretty cool figure. Not much more to show about her, and yeah, a lot of fun. Shakoti. Lastly, we're gonna look at Mara. I think it's from New Adventures. I don't 100% know. I just know that she was super cheap and she looks really good and it's gonna fit in with my Princess of Power collection here. And so for like 20 bucks or so, you can pick her up on eBay. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them that are in the $20 range. She has this different type of shield, and she has this hair piece that is it's glued in. I think you can't move it around. She's got a mace at the end of it. Pretty interesting stuff. She's got a leg brace strap thing. She's got gold boots. She's got another mace right here with some stabbing at the end of it. Very fascinating figure. Looks really good. I don't know much about the New Adventures. She might be part. She might not. But the name Mara got me thinking about the Black Star Mara. And that's a pretty interesting figure too. But the Black Star Mara is the only female in the whole toy line of Black Star. The Masters of the Universe classics, there's a lot of ladies. Lots of ladies, as you can see, Mara. Alright, so this was my look at the Matty Collector line of the classics versions of She-Ra, the Princesses of Power here. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Are you interested in these at all? Did this inform you or help you? Do you have a better resource? Does a better resource than this video exist anywhere on the internet? Because I would love to be part of that. I would love to read it, look at it, watch it, or whatever. But anyway, hopefully this video is helpful to people and they get sort of a checklist going forward. But yeah, fun collection, great looking figures. 4 Horsemen did a great job. Let me know what you think, comment, like, subscribe, and Tide Deer Hanger out. Here's my display. How I like to display this one. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Up here with some Bionic 6 playsets and stuff. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's right above the rest of my Masters of the Universe collection, which is all going to get revamped pretty soon. I've got a few ideas. I do have more Motu videos planned, coming on the way, but yeah. I like how this turned out. I really do. It worked out pretty good. Pretty well. Pretty good.
For the honor of Grayskull! I am She-Ra!
Adam's a big fan of the circus. And I'm a big fan of Adam's.
We're all fans of Adam's. Go, before they decide to try to stop us.
Wow! That's better than the strong man in our circus!
Again, did you find where I was hiding today? If not, take another look. See me now?
It seems to be on a peaceful mission.
Well, in that case, Trooper, when it gets close enough, shoot it down.
The polar sea? Oh, there's a long way, She-Ra. I'd better go with you. I'm not worried, He-Man. Not with you here.
Are you all right?
My name is Sweetpea.
Well, that's a sweet name.